Well, hello, hello, hello. I'm back again, and today I wanna share to you uh, a video of orchids and how to rebloom them over and over and over again. Okay? I received a message from one of my viewers, and she's asking me how I rebloom my orchid. Okay? She wants to know how I do that and how to take care of the orchids. Okay, I have lots of orchids here. Now, maybe you are wondering, whenever you pass by to the orchid store or even in the nursery where they grow orchids, maybe you are thinking how they keep their orchids from blooming all throughout the year. Okay, the orchid growers, they have a technique, okay, to keep their orchids reblooming over and over again. They can trick the orchids, okay, to rebloom, and the orchids, okay, and also they can control the temperatures, okay, for the orchids, okay, to keep them blooming. Okay, now that is very easy. You only have to how you say that, follow the rules, okay, that the orchids react easily to the temperatures, okay, to promote them from blooming, okay. They react in a very low temperature, meaning a nighttime temperature, okay. Even in the summer, okay, you can trick the orchids for them to bloom again, okay, by giving them a low temperature, okay. Now, what is the temperatures are, okay? The daytime and the nighttime temperature, ladies and gentlemen. In the daytime, okay, the orchid needs a bright place or a well-lighted place to promote their growing, okay, to keep them from growing, okay, and also for the growth of their leaves, roots, and the flower spikes, okay. And the nighttime temperature, okay, the nighttime temperature induce the orchids to produce, okay, flower spikes, okay. I hope that is very easy for you, okay. The flower spikes, okay, only comes out when that temperature is low, okay. The flower spike doesn't come out when the temperature is high, and that is day temperature of 22 to 23 degrees. The day temperature 22-23 degrees helps the orchids to grow the new leaves, the new roots, okay, and the new flower spike, okay. And the night temperature of 17 to 18 degrees, okay, induce, okay, the orchids to produce flower spike. And if you are lucky, you can have more than one flower spike, 2 or 3 flower spikes in one orchid plant. Okay? So, below the 17 degrees temperature, like 15, is not good for the orchids. Okay? So, in the summer, okay, in the summer, before you go to sleep, bring your orchids, okay? At night time in the summer, bring your orchids in a very cool place, in an area of your house which is very cool. So to help them promote new leaves, new roots, and new flower spikes. Okay? And when you see the flower spike or the shoots, the flower spikes come out between the leaves, okay? The flower spikes only come out between the leaves, okay? Then, in the daytime, give them a very well-lighted place of 22 to 23 degrees temperature, okay? And lots of winds beside the window, like I have, but very far from the sun exposure. It will kill your orchids. It will sunburn the leaves, okay? It will burn the leaves. They can get some sunburn from the sun. So, and when the weather in the summer is very, very, very hot, okay, you mist the leaves and the roots with water so they can be moistened, okay, because they love moisture. They get moisture from the air, okay. They love moisture to keep them cool, okay. So they grow very fast, and in the next season you will enjoy your orchid plants because they will flower, okay. So that's it, okay. And in the night time, keep them in a very cool place of your house or in the garage, okay? And open the window overnight, okay? And in the daytime, if you're not at home, let's say you're working, and leave a window open for them. Or if you cannot leave the window open, you can turn on your electric fan so the winds can make the air cool, okay? So that's it. And in the winter, your house is very hot, very warm because of the heater. At night time, during the winter, bring your orchids in the garage to keep them cool, okay? Because in the garage is cool, okay? And that's very simple, okay? And then in the summer, you can also place the orchids outside your garden, okay? During the night time, because in the garden is cool, okay? Then overnight, the whole night, they are cool. And that, when you do that, you will notice a spike coming out, flower spike coming out of your plants, okay? But before the spike coming out, the new leaves have to come out, okay? You see, I have here new leaves. You see the new leaves. You see that, okay? And that, you see the roots, okay? Yeah. Once you see that, okay, the new leaf and the new root, then sooner or later, a new spike will come up between the leaves, okay? And to keep them from growing and to keep them healthy, okay, give them fertilizer once a week, okay, in the summer, and in the winter every 3 weeks, okay? And when the sun is when your house is very, very hot in the summer, just sprinkle or mist them with water so they will get moisture, okay? So that's it. See, in the nursery, orchids nursery, that's what they do. Even in the summer, they can trick the orchids to bloom again for the next season if they like. So they are continue blooming. Because the orchids, I say to you, they react to the temperatures. And in order for them to bloom, okay, they need a very cool temperature. And that's the nighttime temperature, okay? No orchids plants will produce flower spike when the temperature is very hot and very warm. I'm telling you. And this you have to remember. No orchid plants will produce flower spikes when the temperature is very hot, is very warm. Okay? They only produce flower spikes when the temperature is low, okay? Around 17 to 18, not lower than 17. Should be 17 and 18 degrees, nighttime. And in the daytime, to keep them growing, because you are helping them to grow. So for the next season, you will enjoy the flowers. Keep them a temperature of 22 to 23 degrees. Okay? And also, a reminder, when it's not a problem, it's okay if you keep your orchids to bloom all throughout the year. You can bloom your orchids for 1.5 years, and after that, stop, okay? Give your orchids a rest, a time to rest, because the orchids also get tired, okay? They get exhausted, okay, from flowering. If you keep them blooming and blooming and blooming, they will die. Okay, they will get exhausted. They also get tired. The orchids can live up to 50 years, I'm telling you. And when the orchids keep blooming and blooming, the next blooming, okay, the flower spike will be very thin. It will look malnourished. And the flowers is only 1, 2, 3. Now, if you give them a rest for another 1 year, just give them a rest for 1 year, and the next season they bloom, the flower spike will become like this, thicker, and the more flowers they will produce, like this one here, a cascade flowers. I call this a cascade. It's a continuous. You see, it's like a cascade. Okay? So that's it. I hope you learned from my video. And if you have questions, you can write to me. And to the lady who sent me a message, I hope this helps you. And thanks for watching.